We about to open up a whole can of primatology discussion. So sit your candy ass down, because it's monkey time, bitch. Gorilla Radio. Turn that shit to a reasonable volume so as to be considerate of others.
So let's go there.
Let's make our escape. Come on, let's go there.
Can you take me higher to the place? Dude, I got my fucking tickets. We're going to Creed.
Creed. Who's that cat?
That's Corn Dog.
Corn Dog! Corn Dog got so big.
Corn Dog's always been big. He's the big one. Nutter Butter was the tiny one.
I'm saying Corn Dog wasn't that big before, wasn't he?
No, he didn't grow. He was already full grown.
I thought he wasn't fully grown when you got him.
He was like a year old.
That's not
We
fully
call it a year and a
grown.
half.
They get bigger.
Do they get bigger?
They get bigger
I
until
haven't
they're
seen
like
him in
2.
a year. I haven't noticed. Well,
Oh, a little squeaker. Hey, buddy.
Yeah,
Was he a stray?
my cats are back. What? Yeah, he's feral. Or he was feral.
I was gonna say, he's got the little clipped ear.
You know, I don't know if I've ever told the story of my kitties on the podcast.
I don't think
And
you
now they're
have.
back in my home. I might as well.
Wait, what episode
I got
is this?
these cats. Oh,
Is this
what,
episode
I'm
60?
Almost 60.
I think it
I'm
might be
60.
episode 60.
Y'all might know. Okay, by the way, I don't know who fucking knows how this is gonna work, but you know, I'm Chandran. You know me. I've been on this podcast for 2 years now.
It's almost 3 years. We're almost at 3 years.
Yeah,
of this
right?
podcast.
Almost 3 years of this fucking podcast.
I'm Greg.
Actually, this is coming up soon.
I'm also on
That's
this
Greg.
podcast.
Yeah, if you know what, maybe this is your first podcast episode. Thank you for joining us.
thanks for
You
coming.
probably don't know about this, but everyone else knows
Yeah, everybody else knows.
that we're missing somebody today.
We're missing somebody very near and dear to our heart.
Yeah, his name is Austin.
There.
He is so sorry to Austin and Abstentia for getting their pronouns wrong. It's they she currently.
Austin, he's so mad.
Dog, we can say whatever we want. Austin's in Thailand, so
He's getting the
can't,
surgery, everyone.
Be a buzzkill anymore.
Yeah.
He's getting the surgery
getting the
down
surgery.
there. He actually is getting the surgery by Gibbons.
Yeah, he should
So
be
the
under right
experimental
now,
new
actually.
Surgery, he is doing the research for it.
What time is it in
We hope to
Thailand?
see what time it is. Probably around 5 a.m. About
I
7
think
a.m.
it's
I
a
think
good
it's around
time to
11
call him
12 hour
on the
difference.
phone.
That's a great time to call him on the phone.
Okay, hold on.
I already told him that he needs to start keeping his phone on Do Not Disturb.
Don't
if
even
he wants
worry.
to not be disturbed. Can you take
Do you think it'll even ring?
higher
He's overseas. Do you think it'll
to
ring?
the place where blind
It's
men-
not
I don't think it
ringing.
will ring.
It's not ringing.
Well, it depends. You know,
Oh.
you FaceTime him. You could FaceTime.
Oh, I can
You can't call
FaceTime.
him.
I can FaceTime.
Yeah, you gotta FaceTime.
I'm gonna just give him 2 seconds to defend himself, and then I'm gonna hang up.
Yeah.
I think that's a good.
But
way to
Austin
do
is
that.
currently engaging in experimental bottom surgery performed by Gibbons. This is his last-ditch attempt to get published in a real academic journal, and it's all he has left. It's all he can manage. So yeah, he's doing that right now. He's actually getting cut open by Gibbons in the jungle right now as we speak. Or we know he's resting up before the big surgery. that's
Yeah,
happening
yeah.
today. Yeah.
Oh, he texted me. What's up?
What the fuck do you think is up, dude?
Pick up.
Pussy.
It's important.
It's important.
It's important. He's gonna be like, I'm studying the Gibbons right now.
I'm studying Gibbons.
It's great. He's
I'm
had his
studying
location. He said it's 5 a.m. and everyone is asleep in this cabin with me. Fair enough.
Yeah, we know. That's what we called you.
I'm gonna screenshot that, and that's gonna be our cover art.
That's a good one.
So what What do we do when it's just you and me?
You know, I was thinking about like spending some time finding an article or something for us to talk about, but I just didn't do that.
But I worked for like 8 hours straight today.
I just sat on the couch with my cats and watched It's Always Sunny and didn't do anything. So, we can talk about how awesome everything is, how cool the world is. I've been on a real positivity streak lately. You know, being a homeowner will do that to you. What can I say?
Yeah, just hanging out.
As I now I recognize the perks of being a homeowner.
Jacking off in all the rooms.
Already completed, dog.
Nice.
Already done.
You do it in one day or just split it up?
All in one day. I've been doing it every day.
Dry jacking by the last few rooms, I'm sure.
It's like every single day I'm going room to room just to like really get my stink in. I think it's important. It's a crucial step of like reclaiming the energy for yourself. Because some old lady's been living here for 17 years. I don't want old lady energy. Frankly.
Why am my boss sending me meetings? Go to hell, man. Fuck off.
Kill yourself.
Hope he dies.
Truly.
Monkeys.
Welcome
to episode 60 of Gorilla Radio Show, folks. We're about 6 minutes into the recording here. Who knows how much this you're actually going to get. About. But we wanted you all to know Austin is trying his absolute damnedest to become a real member of academia, and we are doing everything we can to be the anchor around his ankle through that process.
Yep. We're going to drag that motherfucker down.
We'll drag that motherfucker back into the trailer park he deserves to be in.
That's such a good way to put it.
Right?
He really is kind of like trailer trash physiognomy, however the fuck you say it. Yeah.
I know my head shape stuff.
You really do.
He's got trailer park physiognomy for sure.
Absolutely. I don't know. I think it's just being from Buffalo. I think it does.
It does. You know what it is? It's like when he's purely distilled Scots Irish, and they're all like that.
Oh, that's such a good point. It's such a good point. It's an interesting part of the world, the Scots Irish.
You want to do race science for an hour?
Yeah, let's do race science for an hour.
Indian people, go.
Let's start with Indian people. You know, I think I mentioned this maybe a podcast or two ago. I'm still thinking about it, especially because Kamala Harris is now about to ascend to the throne.
Fuck, we're missing out on so much big news, actually. They tried to kill him.
Oh, yeah, they tried to kill Donald Trump.
They tried to kill him. We didn't say anything.
Did you see the video of like the stimulator, like him moving his head and hitting his ear?
Yes, it missed his brain by like millimeters. We almost saw his head explode on TV, everybody.
Could you imagine? Because that's the thing about an assassination attempt. It would be recorded from every fucking angle. You could see it in a million different ways. We could have been watching. I was actually thinking about this very seriously today. I was like, because I was sitting in silence for a moment, and just like you know, racking my. Sometimes I take time out of my day to really just categorize all my thoughts and like really give them the time of day.
You go, girl.
And I gave myself about 30 minutes to imagine the kind of world that we would live in if there was a video of Donald Trump's brains being splattered across that stage on Twitter, and like we were just reposting all the time. Like, God.
It would get reposted all the time. There would be no way you could get that taken down. It would be everywhere at all times.
Like, it would be on YouTube.
Yeah. Here's the deal, though. Here's the fucking deal, folks. It keeps being proven to us over and over again that we live in the fucking bad timeline. Nothing cool happens, and now we have Kamala the cop is the presumptive nominee, and half of you, all the leftism has left your bodies, and all you care about is voting again all of a sudden.
Why the fuck are you now down to vote?
Can you stop trying to vote? Can you all just
She was also a part of the genocide.
She's a big part of it, and not to mention, folks, she's incredibly fucking unpopular. I hate to be the doomer, alright? She dropped out of the fucking 2020 race before the primaries. She's that unpopular.
She lost She got her ass whooped. It was impressive how ungraceful her loss was too. Like, she's not gonna beat Trump.
She might.
Just because she was the...
we live in the bad timeline, she'll beat Trump and forestall fascism for another 4 years.
I honestly will say, this is the bad timeline. It's all... Who cares anymore? I would really love to see President Kamala Harris. One, because of the classic and eternal... What's the Cumtown guy's name?
Which
Nick
one?
something?
Nick Mullen?
The classic Nick Mullen bit is like, I want to see how mad white women get when the first woman president isn't white.
Oh, Hillary will be losing her fucking...
Exactly. One, I would love to see that happen. Two, half Indian summer must be protected. Three, that woman I think is about as funny as Trump, to be quite frank with you.
In a weirder way.
Honestly, in a more enjoyable way, because like there's not like the doom and like death and destruction kind of looming over it all. It's like, yeah, she sucks. Yeah, she's just like, she's a cop, but like she's like your kooky aunt. I'm still not gonna vote for her.
I'm not voting, folks.
If you were, don't stop voting.
I'm gonna be honest.
Kill a cop. Go outside and shoot a cop in the head before you vote.
We do not condone those actions here on Guerrilla Radio Show LLC. A corporation. A corporation.
We can keep it in, but it's parody. It's satire. Yeah.
I will say though, if you do want to vote, I do not respect you. I'm talking directly to people who are talking about voting. I'm gonna co-sign this respect statement. You at all, and I feel like you just fucking get out of here. Just go be a Democrat. Fuck off. I'm tired of it. You don't matter. Your opinion doesn't matter, and anybody you feel like you could vote for would kill you in a heartbeat if they had the chance. All right?
They're all evil, folks.
They are not good. There is no such thing as, I'll be honest, there's no harm reduction voting. That's not real.
I never really understood the argument.
It's not real. All you're doing is electing a Democrat who will let it happen anyway.
Yeah.
And saying, oh, well, at least they didn't put the N-word in the bill because we elected a Democrat.
It's like, I feel like people don't recognize what a controlled dissent is.
This is controlled opposition.
What's happening. Controlled opposition. It's like, you must just not be paying enough attention because the interests being supported here don't change. The interests of the Republican Party, the Democrats are supporting the same interests.
This is the interests of capital, folks.
We shouldn't. Also, if this is the first time you're hearing this, welcome. Hi. We're not talking about you. For all you other motherfuckers who already know the business, get on board or get the fuck off the bus.
Yeah, get off the boat. Like, this is fucking, you're being inane. You are not helping yourself. You would do much better by going outside and building dual power and going and making a fucking community garden for all I care. But voting does nothing for you. Absolutely nothing. Voting in local elections does even fucking less because it doesn't fucking matter. They do not matter, and everybody who's like, oh, this is going to be the last election in America. No, it's not. No, it's not. We are not Nazi Germany, folks. They are just going to do fascism with elections because both parties are the fascist party.
It's just that simple, folks. But yeah, I am excited for President Kamala Harris.
It's going to be so great.
To be quite frank.
Are you coconut pilled?
I'm coconut pilled as a motherfucker. I'm not voting for her, but I'm rooting for her.
Yeah, I ain't voting for her, but I do think she would give us some epic bits. Like, she would give us some great moments.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that for anyone to take an old, like, Tamil saying that nobody gives a fuck about and turn it into, like, the soundbite of the summer, she's got the star power.
She does. What's with Indians in world politics outside of India?
That is what I wanted to talk about when we brought up race science.
Okay.
I wanted, because a couple of episodes ago, I think I made the statement on the podcast that all South Asians are sociopaths. And if I didn't make that statement, I will make it now. All South Asians are sociopaths.
They have risen to prominence in basically every major Western country.
Not even prominence. It's all South Asians, period.
Yeah.
Every single person
they've risen
from
to power. They've risen to seats of great power all across the world.
It's weird, right?
I
it's
know.
like the past 5 years, I think, it has been a real ascendancy of Indians. I think specifically the Indian diaspora, not even like people coming from India to like the UK or the US or Europe or anything. It's specifically the Indian diaspora has been like really seeding themselves in these halls of power.
Why do you think
in
that
these
is?
institutions of power. I mean, I think one is that
How close are we getting to anti-Semitism here?
we're not, because Indians deserve it. Quite frankly. And I'm allowed to say that.
Necessarily.
You don't have to condone it. I'll co-sign it for myself.
Co-sign. That's some real shit I just said.
But I think, okay, real analysis of the situation. Part of the reason is, in order to get out of India into a European country, you got to be already pretty well established in India, right? You got to be high caste. You got to have, some kind of, you got to have your shit together, 95 to 98% of Indians in America, I believe, are Brahmin, are like the highest caste, right? So much so, in fact, that the Brahmins in America are importing Dalit workers and lower caste workers, and then we hear a lot about usually this doesn't happen. Usually when we hear about this is like white families importing labor from like South America and then taking their passports, like that passport theft. Indians do that to other Indians. They import them in for like on work visas and take their passports, which is crazy.
That's insane.
But of course, outside of like literally the UK, and even in the UK, it's a very specific context. Indians haven't really been able to make their way to European countries and America for only about the past 50 years or so. A lot of
what's going on with India? I'm just going to ask you a series of questions about my personal observations, which may or may not be biased.
I'll try to answer as best I can. I'm like I said, I'm not an expert on the subject.
Why is it why does it seem so culturally fucked up?
Ooh,
is it like a consequence of British imperialism, or is it also like tied into pre-colonial?
I think it's just the weird repression of Asian cultures in general, plus the British Raj. Like the British Raj were very specific in like divvying that country up, creating this stoking this like religious fervor and divide in the nation. And of course, really, as the colonists do, really stoking patriarchal conceits and ideas. It was already, I believe, a very patriarchal society. Colonists, the British made it worse, I imagine, and I think we all understand the world enough to understand that patriarchy turns you into a backwards kook. Mm-hmm. It fucks with your brain. It makes you not able to understand the world in any meaningful way. So yeah, I think that's probably why it's kind of culturally backwards. And I'll fucking say that shit, They're insane over there. They're lunatics. They're all sociopaths. Next question.
Here's a deep, in-depth question for you. How come India did not experience the Chinese miracle?
What's the Chinese miracle?
Well, where they went from being as poor as India to being as rich as America.
The communists didn't win, I guess. Is the answer,
guess,
right?
But I'm just like, it's just so like.
But also, the British were China didn't have an extractive colonial empire running the shit, did they?
Yes, it did.
And
first off, the Chinese empire.
The Chinese was like that was internally extractive.
Japan.
Oh shit, that's right.
And also,
maybe the British are better at that shit.
Of Europe. Also, the great powers of Europe controlled all of China's major port cities. All of its industry was extracted.
Really?
So the more I read,
I have no excuse. Indians just aren't good enough. Indians aren't.
The more I read and the more I learn, the less I like Gandhi as a figure.
I don't think anybody likes Gandhi really. I really don't think anybody likes Gandhi anymore.
Kind of.
Who's left to like him? Yeah, a weird guy personally. Personally. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Kind of, once again, kind of a controlled opposition type person. I think comparing him to MLK is really offensive, probably, because he truly was like not doing shit for anybody.
No.
Like people like to compare MLK and Gandhi because like, oh, nonviolence, but Gandhi didn't do shit for nobody.
Gandhi just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
I would say so.
Like
yeah.
India, like the British Empire by this point was an Indian empire.
Yeah, it was a lot of it was controlled by not governors, but like a lot of the administration was done by Indians, and they had really adapted it. And when the British left, it left everything really unstable because the institutions in India had really gotten comfortable with the British Raj, had really, operated with those guidelines, and it kind of kept a lot of ethnic and cultural divides, it kind of suited them over a little bit. This is why Sri Lanka is the way it is, because when the British left, the Sinhalese and the Tamils just, it was the Sinhalese were like, okay, it's time for us to fucking be supremacist assholes again. We can, and then they genocided the Tamilians there for about 40 years straight, killing almost 500,000 people.
Yeah. But India's just like, there's this latent, like, they could absolutely fix all of their shit, and they just don't. Time and time again, they're presented with an opportunity to fix, like, normal problems. And
this is the thing.
They opt for
a
nuclear
nation
weapons.
of 1 billion people is like, you can't manage it. It's too big.
No, and even if a nation of 1 billion people, even if nobody made any money, you could still, like, you have 1 billion hands to do things. Yeah. Why do they not just do things? How come nobody mobilizes India to, like, there's 1 billion people, of which, what? I'm going to say about 300 million working age people don't have jobs.
I have no idea.
Like, I'm sure the unemployment rate's insane, because there's no... what do you do with 1 billion people?
Yeah, I mean, that's why India has a huge... Service industry is the wrong word. Maybe even servant industry is the right word.
Yeah.
Right? Domestic workers, drivers, like, every job you think every job that, we consider to have gotten rid of because it's, simply too demeaning or simply too uncomfortable to be in such close proximity.
It's the 5th most popular job in India.
Exactly. Everybody's doing it. You can get somebody to do anything for you there because every single industry exists. It's wild. It's crazy. And exactly for the point you made. It's 1 billion fucking people. There's not enough jobs to do.
Build roads. Build railroads. Build sewers.
Build a rocket. Go to space.
They already did that.
They did that, though.
They're running out of things. They need to do more roads. Do roads.
Just keep doing
hospitals.
roads.
They need to do roads and hospitals and schools, which they seem to just not give a fuck about doing, which I'm assuming is also partially because of the 1 billion people, more than half of them are of the lowest class.
And everybody who does get trained up is getting trained up to leave. That's the whole deal.
That seems to be the other thing. They all leave. They go to Western Europe. They go to America because they can make more money.
Yeah. I mean,
and then you're left with 1 billion people with a 5th grade education.
But yeah, that's also the thing. Also, it's the same issue we have with a lot of places. Like, it's all rural. It's all rural.
How?
Because
there's 1 billion people.
Yeah, you have a couple of cities. Those cities are huge, but then as soon as you leave, it's all just rural populations with no infrastructure support whatsoever.
What does rural India look like? Like, is it like mud roads, no electricity, no
it's all water? Mud roads. There's plenty of electricity and water, lots of well water typically. All mud roads. I mean, so my father's from a village of about 16,000 people,
which
is
a
small
town.
village. That's a small village.
You're describing a town.
Not in India. A town would have like a couple hundred, like 100,000 more.
Okay. So small
A village
the size of a town.
Exactly, because that's the thing. It's all crammed in there. Like there's there's one road, and that's all it is there. And the nearest town is about 30 minutes away, 45 minutes away, over the river, over the 5 rivers.
And there's just no bridges.
And no, there's bridges. You go over the bridges.
The road is not paved, is what you're saying.
It's all dirt roads.
Can we build some roads?
Let's build some roads. Yeah, we could. They should build some roads or something.
They built enough nuclear weapons to wipe Pakistan off the face of the earth like a dozen times. They can't build a highway.
They should wipe Pakistan off the face of the earth and just move in there. Spread out a little bit. They should start like a war of conquest just to get the people going. Honestly, I mean, that's the thing. I wonder if India goes up. That's also what I was about to say a second ago. Billion people, all that, billion people crammed in a little tiny area. The reason is because how are they going to get past the Chinese? There's also a billion Chinese.
But that's the other thing. China, they don't have these problems. And I'm assuming a part of it is communism.
I'm assuming a big part of it is communism. I'm assuming it's the mandate of heaven.
They do have the mandate of heaven. They've had it for 5,000 years.
Chinese got it. We don't, unfortunately.
But I just don't understand, right? Because you have to. If I think about it historically, right? The British arrive in India, and India is one of the most advanced places on the planet at this time.
It is.
Like it is. They have sewers. They have deep, great irrigation. Like they have
a navy.
They have a navy. They have urban planning. They have all these things. And then over the next 400 years, not that they stayed where they were, which is something you can say about some colonial projects, like the British arriving in a place or the French arriving in a place, and the local people kind of get stuck. They're stagnant at the level of development they had before until that yoke is pulled off. It's India, they didn't get stagnant. They exported all of their abilities to London, and then they stopped learning how to do it themselves because they taught the English how to do it, and then the English were just doing it for them.
Yeah, I think it's just maybe India had such a close relationship with English colonialism, British colonialism, in a way that I don't think the British or a lot of the rest, the British were an administration kind of colonialist, right?
Yeah, they're an administrative
Whereas the French
empire.
And the Belgians were just going around genociding people.
Yeah, so the French would show up to a place and kill everybody there, but the British were no, you guys would be excellent dock workers. They're using the population.
So, I just think that the British liked India relied on India too much, and created a fucked up parasite, symbiotic relationship with them, and has just continued to, even to this day, just drain India of everything productive and useful it could ever produce.
Because it's interesting. When I was recording my other podcast, Red Connections, with John the other day, John made a great point in that the British Empire was not a European empire by the time of its zenith. It was an Indian empire administrated from the British Isles. All of the British Empire's wealth, all of its manpower, all of its industrial capacity mainly lay in India, with British industry being helpful, but it's nowhere near the size of Indian industry even by the time of the Second World War. And so when they broke apart, not only has everybody been watching the British decline for the last 50 years, but India, with such a severe level of administrative capture, right? The bureaucracy in India was so captured by the British bureaucracy, with no direction from the British bureaucracy above it when they gained independence.
They immediately faltered.
They faltered and they stopped doing anything.
Yeah.
And it became just more of a game of who can control the most wealth. It stopped becoming
it's exactly the opposite as you described, as nations halting progress under colonialism, and then when they're released of the yoke, they begin up again. India continued to progress under British colonialism, and then when the British left, stopped.
Are we making an argument for colonialism?
No, we're making an argument for why South Asians are sociopaths. Let's take a 10-minute, 5-minute break so I can go shit my brains out.
Go shit your brains out.
This
I'm going to keep the
new heart medicine
going.
I'm on. Yeah, this heart medicine I'm on Terrible side effects.
Terrible?
I'll shit my brains out nonstop.
Go shit, girl. So now it's just me. No? What are they doing? Oh, take that phone. Take that phone with you. So, now it's just me recording the podcast. I always knew this day would come. The podcast is no longer about monkeys. It's going to be fully about me. Bald ass. I'm going to show everybody my license. I look like a fucking mass killer. The lady in the Utah DMV was not very kind to me. It looks real bad. I know nobody can see this, but boy, does it look like they just nabbed me on a couple of charges I can't repeat. So if you're listening to this right now, send me $5. It's almost my birthday. By the time you hear this episode, it might be my birthday. My birthday's on July 29th. I don't know what day it is for you. Currently, we're recording this on the 22nd, so 7 days away. But I'm going to North Carolina. I'm going to go see Creed. Jaden got me the greatest birthday present ever, which is Creed tickets. And all my friends to show up across the state of North Carolina to go see Creed with me. So we're going to do that. This is going to be a great time. I have a job interview coming up on Wednesday. It's for a gig in the Live Free or Die state, New Hampshire. So maybe I work on my New England Greg arc, which would be like super dope. I'd be so down to move to New England, especially like way up in like New Hampshire. It's beautiful, beautiful, and added benefit: never have to deal with the heat of the fucking desert again. Tell you guys for free right now. It's 4:48 p.m. It's overcast, and it is 99 degrees, and it feels like, let's just check on this, it feels like 103. So that is what it's like every day here. Let's see what the rest of the week holds in store while I'm gone. Probably hell. Just absolute hell. Yep. At least high 90s every day this week. So that can't be good for anybody's overall well-being. Not to mention the air quality's dog shit. We're running out of water, and it's full of Mormons. I fucking hate Mormons, I'll be quite honest. This country has done maybe one or two good things in its whole life, and one of them was trying to eliminate the Mormons from the face of the earth. They're not doing enough to get rid of them. Honestly, they should send in the army to occupy Utah currently. And really, any infractions. Goodbye, Mormon. If you're also still listening to this, and every now and then you hear like a crazy rumbling going on my audio, it's because my apartment doesn't have central AC. I've got window AC in it. I tried to turn it off a little bit so that it wouldn't be so loud on the recording, but you wind up with this problem where it becomes it's 85 degrees in my house, and I don't like that shit. I prefer to be cozy in a robe when I'm sitting at home, so gotta be nice and cool in here. So AC is kicking on and off. What else we got? Concrete's doing good. Concrete's doing really, really good. She's tiny. She's small. Little bean. She's gonna go hang out with the Blowjob Brothers while Jaden and I are in North Carolina, so that she's not lonely. Because I can't leave her out with the big cats. I'm too nervous. But she's gonna go hang out with her cousin or her brothers, the Blowjob Brothers, with one of Jaden's friends while we're gone. So we've got that going. What else is going on with us? Hopefully Chandran comes back soon, because I'm running out of shit. Tell you guys about my day. It's very hard to riff alone. I don't think a lot of you respect that. It's very hard to riff by yourself. Nobody to bounce my shit off of. Don't vote. Not worth it. It's pointless. It kind of makes you look like a fucking tool. And don't come at me with some kind of, you can't tell me that. Doesn't fucking matter. If voting doesn't matter. If voting matters, things would have gotten better. Haven't gotten better. Right? Right? No, they haven't. Hey, there's none are better. But yeah, it's pointless, man. Buy a gun, learn how to use it. think that's kind of your main deal. Oh, sorry, I'm answering text messages now. So we're sucking on the watermelon ice vape today. It's $30 a pop. Chandran's got to edit all of this. It's going to be crazy because I'm not going to mark it in the recording. With arms wide open under the sunlight. Welcome to this place. I'll show you everything. With arms wide open. Hold on. We're going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu. How's that? What are you guys into? Chapel Roan? Sure. I'm sure you guys are into Chapel Roan. What's she singing one of them gay fruity ass songs about? They're pretty okay. They're starting to wear on me though. I've heard enough of them. Chandran's back.
So what were y'all talking about?
Oh, we talked about Chapel Roan. We talked about
Big fan of Chapel Roan.
I figured. I said something a little bit after. You might have to cut it. I said something at the end. And then what else did we talk about? What I was doing. We talked about where I might move. What else did we talk about? I answered some text messages. I sang some Creed.
I was also singing some Creed.
Yeah.
But that's
because we're soul tied.
A little bit.
What were we going on?
Let's look up monkey news. Let's see
monkey
what pops
news.
up on
What's
Google if we
monkey
look
news?
up monkey news. Monkey news.
Monkey news. Let's click the news tab. Frothy monkey partnering with candy brand Goo Goo Cluster to create a special treat.
What?
I'm sorry. Frothy monkey partnering with candy brand Goo Goo Cluster to create special treat. And then there's no monkey involved here, so I'm out of it already. You guys look that shit up yourself. New baby howler monkey brings joy to Birmingham Zoo. Is this Birmingham, Alabama? It is. Matea and Monty welcomed their newest bundle of joy.
Oh, I have a monkey found in old Saybrook backyard has been rehomed to an out-of-state facility.
No way. Connecticut news.
Connecticut news, yeah, by reporting by Juliana Lepore in Old Saybrook, Connecticut.
Oh, and now I've got an unskippable full-page ad. I can't see the article.
Sorry for you. I don't. It was a marmoset that was sent to the Beardsley Zoo after being found in a residential shed on July 1st. He was just trying to join the 4th of July celebrations. You know, he saw the grill was getting fired up. He saw the cases of beer being hoarded in the fridge. He was like, "Oh, this sounds like my kind of people."
What else?
Cat, get off of this microphone.
Wildfire update. Battle Mountain Complex near Ukiah expands to include the Monkey Creek fire. Oh, don't care.
Can y'all hear my cat rubbing up against the microphone?
He's having a good one. Here's some PETA news. For immediate release, July 18th, 2024. Blood on your cans. PETA to rattle San Diego Whole Foods over ties to monkey abuse. San Diego, a troop of PETA monkeys dressed in prisoner garb will make a splash outside of the Whole Foods store on University Avenue on Sunday as they dump fake blood from spoof Thai coconut milk cans emblazoned with cruel foods labels to call out the grocery giant for selling coconut milk from Thailand, which continues to stock even though it knows that the country's coconut industry is driven by the forced labor of endangered pigtail macaques. By continuing to sell Thai coconut milk, Whole Foods is signing off on the abuse of an endangered species and willfully propping up an industry that kidnaps monkeys, chains them, and treats them as coconut-picking machines.
Well, we talked about these monkeys before.
We've already talked about these monkeys.
Yeah, a little follow-up story to this, I guess. We'll keep our eyes peeled for the PETA display of action.
Oh, firefighters rescue monkey from tree at Indiana campground.
Sorry, okay, I cannot. My cat is corn dog is being so annoying.
He's having a great time though.
He's going crazy over here.
There was a monkey in a tree at an Indiana campground.
Monkey in a tree in Indiana campground.
Yeah, he escaped from an enclosure of some kind. What other monkey news do we have?
Oh, speaking of South Asian, speaking of Indians, Nikki Haley. Remember her? She's in the news for nothing really important. But I'm just on Yahoo. I just saw Nikki Haley.
What's that bitch up to?
Nothing. She's what? Made a prediction in January that what?
Her name ain't Nikki, right?
Yeah, right.
She's like Indian, isn't she?
Hey, stop that shit. I don't know.
Isn't she first generation?
Nikki Haley.
That can't be. She
Wait,
came to America.
I'm thinking of Tulsi Gabbard. No. Nikki Haley, I don't think is Indian at all.
Yes, she is. Her name is Nimrata.
Oh, really? Oh my God, it is. She is Indian. That's crazy.
That is crazy. They elected her in South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Goes to show you, whiteness is
Speaking
not
of, once again,
white.
J.D. Vance's wife, also Indian. It's becoming a thing. It really is.
It's because they're white now.
Oh my God, we're white now.
Whiteness is not necessarily tied
expanding.
To your skin color. Whiteness is cultural.
Yeah, I mean,
they've
the
allowed
Irish and those motherfuckers, they got their time in the sun. It's our turn.
It turns out, I think that at least if you're a Brahmin, I think you're white now.
Absolutely. Oh, you know what? Actually, I am seeing news here for Marvel's animated adult animation show, Hit Monkey. You might be saying, a show called Hit Monkey, what's that about? A monkey that's a hitman? Yeah. Supposedly, I didn't really get past episode 1. It was really fucking bad. I put it on the other day because I was bored, and I was like, oh, I see that on Netflix. I think I'll watch a couple episodes of that to talk about on the pod. I put on the first episode. It's not good. It's like Archer and it's like Archer but bad, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like Archer mixed with something, but no. It's just like, hey, here's this smooth talking, ostensibly handsome hitman. He loves drugs and alcohol.
That's Archer.
He doesn't really take things very seriously.
This is Archer.
Every situation he has a quippy little response to. He refuses to stop talking, ever. Yeah, it wasn't good. I literally didn't get past the first episode.
Fair enough. Yo, the Ethiopia put some people in jail for protesting Ethiopian Airlines transporting monkeys for testing.
Ooh, I see some Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble patches have been released.
Oh.
Good news for you Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble fans.
We've got May 24th, owner captures monkey on the loose in South Carolina town.
Oh, hey, that's near me, probably.
Walterboro. Sorry.
I don't know, actually.
I don't know where Colleton County is.
I don't know anything about... RNC played clip of Ole Miss student making monkey noises at black woman.
Did they play it in support? Because that seems like something they would do.
The Republican National Convention praised the video of a UMiss frat boy fat shaming and being racist to a black female student protesting.
Oh, okay. Normal stuff.
Yeah, right, for the RNC. That's crazy. Who would have thunk that the people at the RNC would be racist? I see the Ethiopian Airlines here.
I'm on page 6 and it's just all bullshit in here.
Yeah, we're bottom of the fucking barrel here.
We need Austin. We don't have any ideas on how to do this shit without him.
What happens when scientists put a human intelligence gene into a monkey? Well, it's called Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Let's go through this article real quick. This seems like it might actually be interesting.
Yeah, what's the link on that?
Yeah, I'm sending it to you now on Discord. Okay, story by Organically Human. This might be AI, folks.
This
might be an AI produced. I'm Googling Organically Human right now. Whoa! This is a website created by AI. If you go to organicallyhuman.com, you'll see a little landing page with nothing real on it. The person writing most of the shit is some Indian freelance writer. So yeah, about gives you the quality of content we're about to get here.
Yeah, it's an end-of-life doula. No, this can't be right.
What?
I got him on a different thing. It's just an end-of-life doula.
Okay.
Jesus. Okay.
So let's go through this article. I have no problem reading this article word for word because I don't believe that any real effort.
What's with the scamming?
It's really endless these days.
What?
It's,
I'm talking about India.
It's it's a billion of us. We got to scam. We got to scam to get by.
Is it just because
we already talked about this. There's no jobs. Oh, there's also 15 comments, all by people with full names.
No way.
Actually, well, some of this is just to make them dumber? Question mark. Okay. So it says other scientists are concerned, and ethical questions linger over where the research on brain genes may lead. Okay, I already made this joke, so it seems like they kind of cut me off at the pass here. Scientists adding a human intelligence gene into monkeys. It's the kind of thing you'd see in a movie like Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I know for a fact this was written by an Indian man because he made a movie reference 2 sentences in. And if there's anything Indian men love, it's a movie. The motherfuckers refuse to live their lives. They just like to make references.
But Chinese researchers have done just that, improving the short-term memories of the monkeys in a study published in March 2019 in the Chinese journal National Science Review. While some experts downplayed the effects as minor, concerns lingered over where the research may lead. Where is the goddamn link to your sources, Chief?
Yeah, buddy, let me get a link to this article or something. What? March 2019, Chinese journal, National Science Review.
The goal of the work, led by geneticist Bing Su of the Kunming Institute of Zoology, was to investigate how a gene linked to brain size, MCPH1, might contribute to the evolution of the organ in humans. All primates have some variation of this gene, however, compared with other primates, our brains are larger, more advanced, and slower to develop. The researchers wondered whether differences that evolved in the human versions of MCPH1 might explain our more complex brains.
Okay, I think I might have found this.
Okay.
Transgenic rhesus monkeys carrying the human MCPH1 gene copies show human-like neoteny. I'm going to Google this word real quick. The retention of juvenile characteristics in the adults of species. The attainment of sexual maturity and subsequent reproduction. Okay. Human-like neoteny of brain development. The abstract for the study says, brain size and cognitive skills are the most dramatically changed traits in humans during evolution, and yet the genetic mechanisms underlying these human-specific changes remain elusive. Here we successfully generated 11 transgenic rhesus monkeys, 8 first generation and 3 second generation, carrying human copies of MCPH1, an important gene for brain development and evolution. Brain image and tissue section analysis indicated an altered pattern of neural cell differentiation, resulting in a delayed neuronal maturation and neural fiber myelination of the transgenic monkeys, similar to the known evolutionary change of developmental delay in humans. Further brain transcriptome and tissue section analysis of major development stages showed a marked human-like expression delay of neuron differentiation and synaptic signaling genes, providing a molecular explanation for the observed brain developmental delay of the transgenic monkeys. I feel like this is really saying that not really much happened. They're like, oh yeah, they got like maybe a little bit smarter, They're like they look like they should be smarter, and that's it.
All right. Where's Austin? He's always got a good quip about some shit like this.
The transgenic monkeys exhibited better short-term memory and shorter reaction time compared with the wild type controls and the delayed matching to sample task. Okay, so supposedly they are actually smarter. They're doing tasks more efficiently.
Okay, so we can CRISPR our way to uplifting species, is what you're saying.
We could have Battle for the Planet of the Apes level ape servants within a generation or two, from what I'm seeing here.
I think we should be doing that.
Yeah, that's quite literally what that movie was about. This isn't Rise of the Planet of the Apes, folks. This is a Battle for the Planet of the Apes. I can forgive you, Greg, for not being able to make that connection because you didn't watch any of those fucking movies, you piece of shit.
A little bit.
Yeah, did you?
No.
Did you?
No.
Yeah, not a thing. A man shot a baby monkey, and they were so good. They were so good.
I watched that.
That man shot that baby so many times.
He did.
He didn't hesitate. It was so good.
He didn't even slow down. I saw that part. I watched him. He emptied the fucking clip.
He
mag dumped that baby.
He did do that, yeah. But he did also then go shoot his mom.
That's true.
Folks, I do think I refuse to learn my lesson, despite my belief that all of God's creation on Earth are equal. I think it would be really cool to have a monkey butler.
Oh, it'd be so fucking cool.
It would just kind of rule to have a little monkey in a suit to do tasks for me.
Just do things for me. Just bringing me stuff.
So, as always, amazing things are happening in China. They are inventing the first monkey butler.
Will that achieve communism?
Oh, almost certainly not. It's just gonna make all the fascism worse and more cruel.
China?
Probably. No, the monkey butlers.
Oh. President Xi, I once again asking you. My president is his whereabouts are currently unknown. I am asking you to take the reins of this country.
Yeah, President Xi, save my people.
President Xi, my people are dying. What do we got now? I went to page 8 and it was all just shit we've already talked about.
I'm still looking at these studies here.
Are you reading it?
I'm seeing time to consider animal data governance. Who cares?
What do we do now?
Well, shit, we've been recording for an hour and 15 minutes. We could stop.
That's enough for an episode.
It really is, yeah.
They're going to hate this. Yeah. They're going to be like, guys, you weren't being funny. Guys, we didn't.
Yeah, unfortunately, we proved Austin's point that we're not good at this thing, and we really heavily rely on him.
We do need him to do this.
We need him badly.
We do. Well, I'm so excited for when he comes back as a pretty girl.
Y'all, the transformation is going to be crazy.
We're gonna tear his shit up. He ain't gonna need a dilator when I'm done.
Go follow us on Twitter.com. Okay, go follow us on Twitter at gorilla__radio to see that video when it comes out. You can find us on Patreon.
Austin Squirt compilation.
Oh yeah, we've specifically asked the Gibbons to make it fully functional.
Yeah, it needs to be like a fucking super soaker in there.
We told them we have an OnlyFans audience to please. Speaking of paying us, you can find us on patreon.com/Gorilla Radio Show. We do about a bonus episode, 2 bonus episodes every month.
This month's fucked, sorry.
This month's fucked, yeah,
This month is just so fucked. We'll be back in August.
I was in the hospital, y'all. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Austin's in Thailand.
I'm on
Life
vacation.
happens, okay? We never missed this shit ever before, alright?
That's true. Fucking deal with it.
Cut us some slack. Anyway, we'll see you all soon when Austin's back in town.
We love you.
You'll honestly also, you might see some stuff on the Patreon this upcoming weekend when Greg's in town. We might do some crazy shit. All right, y'all. Thank you very much for joining us for episode 60 of Gorilla.
Say goodbye now. Now say goodbye. Thanks for listening. I hit stop recording too soon.
Thanks for listening to episode 60 of Gorilla Radio Show. We'll see you next week.
See you. Bye.
I may be a white boy, but I'm not stupid.